Okay, so what are the Halodynes like? Well, Halodyne warbands have good leadership, solid fighting skills, and some light cavalry, and a whole lot of magic. Halodynes also benefit from a large number of items for warlords to choose from, and a huge number of spells. Halodynes break down into three subfactions: city-states, temple cults, and Amazons. The city-states are modeled after historical classical Greeks, and of course have a big dose of Greek mythology thrown in. As you can imagine, that gives a lot of room for creativity and fun. Uh, City-States is a melee-centered subfaction with solid phalanxes of hoplites, backed up by Halodyne hill ogres, who are actually inspired by historical Thracians. And by the way, ogres and humans in Godslayer are allied races, and referred to as the mortal races together. Since they were created together during the Dawn Age by the gods of the mortals, they developed joint cultures together, and humans and ogres are found living in combined communities in basically every culture in Godslayer. The Halodyne hill ogres pack a serious punch with their two-handed weapon, which is called a falx, and with this they can attack multiple foes per turn. Although powerful, they're not heavily armored, so need to be played intelligently, and combined with the hoplites they make a formidable team. The Halodynes are led by the Demarchon, who is an officer of the city-state militia. The Demarchon is a fantastic buffer warlord, who can do a lot to enhance the other models in the warband. He can also be tooled up into a defensive rock or a kick-ass offensive battle warlord, so he's quite flexible. Halodynes can be played offensively, but their great strength, I would say, is in defensive or combined defensive-offensive strategies, since the phalanx tactic of the hoplites makes them rock hard and able to absorb a charge by anything except buffed elites. Anyone who likes historical Greeks would love this subfaction. The next subfaction of the Halodynes is temple cults. Magic is the name of the game here. Although the temple cults have some units of truly refined brutality, their greatest rules advantage is in magic. Led by the Oracle and supported by priestesses, these ladies have at the moment the greatest abilities in spellcasting in the game. That's not to say they can stomp all other spellcasters, but they do have a slight edge, and that's reflected in their points cost too. For example, spells are easier for them to cast, and they have access to many more spells than most other factions, and also some magical abilities and tactics. Magic can be used offensively to blast enemies, or to buff friendly models, or ideally in a combination. This subfaction is based around the concept that Halodyne society worships 12 primary deities, each of which is represented by its own unique temple warriors who personify the style, arms, and tactics of their patron god. In Wave 1, we are releasing the first of these temple warrior units, the Sons of War. These guys are the temple warriors of the god of battle and strength, so as you can imagine, they kick some serious ass. Although this subfaction is also in this subfaction is the animated statue, which is a very slow but solid giant piece of walking masonry which can crush enemies, or more usefully can act as a focus point through which the Oracle and priestesses can channel spells. Another useful little model is the Sacred Familiar, which can also boost magic in various ways and can also channel spells, not to mention self-destruct with a mighty magical detonation. And rounding out this subfaction is the Cerberus, which is a creature bred by the temples to guard weak spots in the fabric of reality. These beasts are fast and furious, but a tad squishy, since they have low armor value. So for those who love to dominate the enemy with magic, Temple Cults is the one for you. Amazons is the third subfaction. and in Wave 1 has only a single unit, the Amazon Hunters. These ladies are light cavalry, so move very fast and can also retreat when charged. Armed with bows and swords, they are very versatile. Wave 2 actually will add a lot more Amazon models. Um, for now, you can field 2 units of these Amazon Hunters, plus the Godquester as a warlord. Godquester is a unique warlord who can be played actually as a warlord of all 3 Halodyne subfactions, and has a separate profile card for each. The Godquester is kind of a living legend, a hero of epic proportions, who's following the path to becoming a god herself. Since such individuals can come from any walk of life in Halodyne society, we decided they could actually be a warlord of any of the subfactions. So, with the Amazon Hunters and the Godquester, you can make a basic Amazons warband, and as I said, the Amazons are quite versatile, being able to shoot, or you can use them to charge because they have very long charge range. So a good all-round unit. That's all for the Halodynes. As I mentioned earlier, you can mix and match subfaction models. So, for example, you can play Temple Cult's Warband with Sons of War and Oracle, and also include a unit or 2 of Hoplites from the city-states. It's the warlord that leads the warband which actually defines the subfaction of that warband. And any models in the warband which have the same subfaction as the warlord get to benefit from a subfaction ability, such as enhanced discipline or protection, magical protection, etc.